my sole focus is to be a good DJ, make good music. That's what it's all about. I don't think it has to be anything else. You don't need to be a character. It's not about likes on Facebook, followers on Twitter, any of that garbage. It doesn't matter. It all comes down to music. I don't care what anyone else does. I mean that in a respectful way. I just want to focus on what I'm doing, and that's all that matters to me.
My name is Viktor Kidson, and I'm here in Amsterdam for a State of Trance 800 with Mr. Brian Carney.
Good to see you again, man.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm really good. Very, very excited. Just a couple of hours now till we go to Arbors in Utrecht, and it's been a very stressful week getting everything ready and finishing tracks and putting so much into this set. I've been preparing and getting stuff ready for it for months, and the day is finally here, so bring it on. Cannot wait.
If we go back to the last time we met,
Yeah.
do you remember what we talked about? Or we talked about a specific thing, because you were just about to get a cat last time we met, right?
That's right, yeah, and I remember we were saying that the name Henry had come up, but thankfully, no disrespect to anyone called Henry that's watching, but my cat was not going to be called Henry. So eventually, it was actually the day after I spoke to you the last time. It was the dodgiest drive I've ever been on my whole life. Because anybody that's been to Luminosity knows how fragile you are on the Monday. So when we got home, I had to drive for like 2 hours
To pick him up? Or?
get Jackson. Yeah, it was one of those drives where I felt like every single breath could have been my last breath. My body was literally just about to shut down. But once we got down and we brought his, we'd already picked him out because he was the only one that sort of showed any interest in us. And as they say, you don't choose your pets; a pet chooses you. So he was the only one who sort of sat with us and played with us, and we actually walked in and we bought him like a blue box, and he walked into it himself. So that was the beginning.
And that was it, right?
That was the beginning of fatherhood for me. Yeah.
But you were actually also a bit nervous, because I have a cat since before, and you were actually asking me, like, how is it going to work? Is he going to hate me because you travel, right?
Yeah. He's very, very clever. He never gives his attention to one person if the two of us are there. But if one of us are there, he'd be very loving. His new thing now is where he'll come over, he'll literally walk across me, and he'll literally like throw himself onto my legs and right beside me and like that. So yeah, but like he's I know people might think it's just a cat, but he's honestly brought so much to my life and to me and Adele's life and to the house in general, because it's even today I dropped him over to Adele's parents because they look after him anytime you go away. He sounds like a child, doesn't it? Like, but we dropped him over, and even when I was coming back and I was getting ready, it was just the house just felt so empty without him there, without him walking around making noises, looking for food, and he just brought so much to the house, and I love him so much.
Does he have a favorite place in the house as well?
He likes sitting. His new place where he likes to sit is, I got a set of decks, the first ever set of decks I've actually bought, and his new favourite place is to sit on top of them, to lie on top of my multi-thousand euro worth of electronics. That's where he wants to sit. So I had to put something over it, but he still jumps up. But he still just stays there as well. He actually sleeps on top of a mixer, so maybe he's inheriting something from me. I'm rubbing off on him a little bit, maybe.
Before we go any deeper into this interview, I want to show you something, actually.
Yeah.
Show you something here. Just hit play on that and hold that.
28 years old, living in Dublin. A DJ who likes fast-paced, energetic club music. Dance music is my life. Love DJing, love producing. I love everything that goes with dance music. So I'm just trying to make a name for myself across the globe now with the stuff that I play.
That was, I think, 6 years ago.
That was 2011.
Yeah, our first interview as well. Yeah. How do you feel now when you look back at it?
I have a better haircut now, I think. Anyway, jeez, I kind of. At the time, I thought it was the coolest haircut ever, but looking back on it now, Jesus, man, I think I look younger now than I looked then.
I think you do as well. I don't know where the blonde hair came from.
Oh, I don't know, man. Just fucking wild party days, and those days are sort of behind me now. But to be perfectly honest, I think that the words, I've obviously maybe matured a little bit, but I don't know whether it's me or for everyone else, but I don't feel any older than I did then, and I don't feel any older or any much different than like 10 years ago. I think sort of the situation around you changes, but you adapt to it. But I still sort of feel as I'm the same person, and my ethos and what I'm trying to do, it's still exactly the same. I don't think I've changed my core values or anything like that. It's still exactly the same. So mentally, I'm focused in the same way now. My sole focus is to be a good DJ and make good music. That's what it's all about. I don't think it has to be anything else. You don't need to be a character. It's not about likes on Facebook, followers on Twitter, any of that garbage. It doesn't matter. It all comes down to music and playing your good sets, being a decent person. So that's exactly what I did then and what I do now, and that's what we'll continue to do in the foreseeable future anyway.
Yeah, if we talk a little bit more about that, because nowadays an artist can grow by using social media.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually have to be about the music.
Yeah.
How do you look at that?
At the end of the day, we're in the music scene, so it should be all about the music. It's like some people seem to have created these characters for themselves where they're trying to build success on something that doesn't really exist. It's a phantom that they're trying to present to people, whereas I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of the music that I make, and I'm proud of the person that I am, that I make my own tunes. I put a lot of effort into my DJing, and what you see is what you get. I'm just a person who makes music, who DJs, and it's simply that. There's no character to me, there's no bullshit, and just what you see is what you get with me. Like, some people they're so focused on just like, okay, I'm going to increase the amount of followers I have on Twitter or Facebook or SoundCloud or whatever. The best way to gain followers is to be better at what you're doing. Just keep getting better, improve yourself, improve everything. So I think that is the best way, and that is how I want to continue to improve. It's just to be a better version of myself every single day, and with each track that I make.
If we go back to 6 years ago, is there anything that you would like to be able to tell yourself, that you could go back and tell yourself right now?
Sort of maybe just chill out a little bit more, stop looking into stuff so much, and just relax. Things are alright, like, you know what I mean? It was a little bit. I'm in a much better place now, mentally, physically, everywhere. I have a lot more stability in my life than I did then. I sort of think I was sort of very lonely back then. I didn't have. My sole focus was just music. Didn't really see my friends. Didn't really have anyone else in my life, and that was just my sole focus. Was just to do that. So now I'm far more grounded, far more stability. Everything's good at the moment for me, so I just hope that everything can continue on as it has been for the past while, because I'm in a good place at the moment.
Today it's 2017 and ASOT 800. You were actually one of the first artists to be announced as well.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
Really cool. You remember you were here with me a few years ago when I played for the first time, and I very rarely get nervous ahead of a gig, but that day I was a shivering wreck of a person all day long. And I remember I was telling you that with I got a text message from my mother wishing me luck, and that just set me off and just opened the floodgates. And but after that I sort of seemed to be okay, and once I got on the decks and once I was playing, everything was cool. And I always loved playing at this event. For me, with all due respect to all the other parties that I played, for me this is the pinnacle. This is the biggest gig of the year for me, because this is the platform for me to launch my future, or my 2017 in music, my label's 2017 in music, and all the people that I respect and whose music that I really like. And it gives me a really good platform to showcase this music for the first time, not play songs that people have heard 1,000 times. There's plenty of gigs where you can hear stuff that I've been playing or stuff I've made years ago. This ASOT 800 is about showcasing the future of what's going to happen over the next 6 to 8 months from myself, the label, and as I said, from everyone else. So I'm talking to you now. I'm excited about playing. So just hurry up, 9:30, get me there, let's get on.
Yeah, how do you feel about entering the stage tonight?
It's a lot more comfortable than coming on after Armin a few years ago. It's coming on after John. John's a good friend. We work together all the time. We know each other really well, so it's not a problem at all. We're similar in style, but we're extremely different in how we play and the music that we play as well. So I think there will be there'll be a nice progression in the night, definitely.
Yeah, we talked about pressure as well, and how do you think you worked through that? How did that change? Because now you feel very, very confident and comfortable about this. You look forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you looked forward to it before as well, but kind of with a different feeling, right?
Definitely, but the nerves are just a sign that I care and that I give a shit. It means that it matters to me. And the day that I don't really get nervous or I lose that feeling is the day that I'll probably start to thinking, right, maybe I need to start doing something else. So you just, when you feel it, you just have to go through it. You're going to be all right. It's just your body saying, like, prepare yourself. But then I need to tell myself, I am prepared, I am ready, I know everything that I'm going to play tonight. I have confidence in my own ability, so I just literally want to get on stage and perform now.
What's going to be on your mind when you're walking up those steps towards that stage? Like, I'm not trying to build it up. Like, I don't want to get you nervous, but what's on your mind?
It was actually coming into my head there. I hope my USB works. I hope the equipment works all right. I hope the link between the decks works okay. It's just little things like that. But once you press play on the decks, you don't really think about anything, especially at an event like this, because you're so in the zone, in the moment, and you're focused on what you have to do. You're just making sure that everything you're playing is played correctly, your levels are correct. Especially with it being a live broadcast, you want every single mix to be as good as it possibly can. So that's my sole focus when I got on stage, and just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. That's like these are the gigs that I've looked forward to. I've looked forward to this night for so long. So just enjoy it. Just get up there, enjoy it, and go up and make a name for myself, I suppose.
How do you prepare for something like this? You said that it's important. It's going to set the standards for the whole year, pretty much.
Yeah, this week has been one of the most stressful weeks I've had in a long time. Trying to get tracks finished, getting tracks off lads that are going to release it on my label. And like I literally finished my last track to play tonight, a vocal track. I don't make many vocal tracks, but this is well, I'm not going to say it's definitely not a follow up to By My Side from last year, but it's a vocal with someone who I've necessarily worked before but remixed before. Don't think anybody's going to be expecting it, but it's a track that I sent to another singer songwriter who sort of puts them together with different vocalists, and he sent me back 2 different demos, but I just wasn't feeling them. So I knew that something better and something stronger could be done with the track. So eventually this artist came back to me, and I have a version of it to play tonight, and it's to me it's a very special track. So I cannot wait to play it tonight. I think I'm going to have a little moment because I've made 2 vocal tracks. This track was one I made following my father's anniversary, and it just literally snowballed. The whole track just kept coming and coming and coming. The same with By My Side was the first track I made last year. So it's my heart and soul is in these tracks. So I think there's going to be an emotional moment when I play it later on, definitely. Well, the track is with Plum, so honoured to be able to do a track with her. I think I actually sent her the demo. It would have been maybe 17 to 18 months ago, and I sent at the same time I sent the demo to the other fella who organises vocalists and does the demos, and I turned down 2 demos, and this guy, funny story, actually decided to release the 2 tracks anyway with my chords and with all my stuff. So if anyone notices anything, those 2 tracks were my fucking track, and he was completely unethical about it, and he said that you can't copyright chords and stuff, but that's bullshit, man. You can't release a demo track that somebody sent you know what I mean? That's fucking unethical, like. So there was a reason why I didn't choose those tracks, because I didn't believe they did the background justice, but Plum has done the track justice. So hope to anyone who did hear the track that they do like it. It's not the finished version. Still could be another 10 to 15% from it. So just hope you like it.
How are you going to feel afterwards, after a set at A State of Trance? Like walking down those stairs, how do you feel afterwards?
It takes a few minutes to sort of sink in, and I know that I have my interview with Armin quite quickly after I play. So it only sort of, it's probably when I get back here to the hotel, maybe about 5:15, that will actually sink in. That's, you're after playing there, you're after going through all this, and you're after performing and stuff. And then I suppose tomorrow it'll probably just sink in. And when I play a big show like this, it's almost like a come down. But I'm in a really good position now where I have other things that I'm not relying on my good things in life to stem solely from music. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow, go home, chill out, and then I'm looking forward to this week where I'm back to my training, back making music, and back being healthy and doing all this other stuff. So and I don't have to wait to get that feeling for very long, because I have Dream State in London in 2 weeks, which is going to be unbelievable. I do Transmission in Bangkok and Jakarta the next week, and then I go and play the greatest place in the world, Buenos Aires, the week after that. So like, there's no coming down really from it. I just focused on getting new tracks ready for each one of those gigs. So
there's one word that actually comes to mind to me right now when we're talking. That's balance. How do you balance your life? Because it seems like you actually have it balanced pretty well right now.
What I did, I made a decision last year in August. I just found myself scrolling through Twitter, scrolling through Facebook, looking at people posting complete and utter bollocks on all their social media, just people just making themselves out to be something that they're not, and just telling people, oh, I'm working on this, I'm working on that, and they don't even know how to turn on a fucking computer. Like, it's just, I got sick of like almost being turned against people that I actually do like in real life. So last August, I had to give it all up. So I haven't, in 6 months, I haven't gone through my Twitter timeline, I haven't gone through my Facebook home thing, and I haven't gone through my Instagram thing. I haven't scrolled or looked really at what anyone else has done in the last 6 months, and it has transformed my mind, transformed my whole life, because my brain is not soaking up all of this information overload. It just means, it just means I can solely focus on what I want to do and how I can be better at what I do, and that's all that matters. I don't care what anyone else does. I mean that in a respectful way. I just want to focus on what I'm doing, and that's all that matters to me.
What is that's a good idea actually as well, because then you can actually be focused.
I know it's difficult when you're in the media. You need to see what people are doing, but I think you become more focused if you just focus on yourself. You're not listening to all this other outside noise. You can just focus on what you need to do to make it better.
What does an ordinary week look like in the life of Brian Cornier right now today?
Every day I'm up at 7 a.m, drop you down to the train station. I have a great routine that I stick to every single morning. Drive to McDonald's. It's not as bad as it sounds. And I get a black coffee. Black coffee, right? So large black coffee. I go and I sit outside the gym for 15 minutes, look at my email, I read Sky Sports, read some football stuff, and I go in and train. I train for roughly 60 to 90 minutes every morning. So come back, play with Jackson for a while, and then I'm working for the day. And we were setting up the new Music First studio in January, and Giuseppe Ottaviani, the nicest man on planet Earth, was over helping us like with the dynamics of the studio and the acoustics and stuff. And just to see him work and how good he was, it sort of acted as a bit of a wake-up call to me that I need to challenge myself more, and I can give more. I know I can give more. So my focus this year is to make just to have so much music. And the new Key 4050 project with John O'Callaghan that we're doing, like between us, I think we have 18 tracks. We have a full album.
You mean between you guys?
Yeah, between me and John, we've 18 tracks. So that was literally in the space of 4 or 5 weeks that we made between us. Or well, it's 18 tracks altogether. We had about 6 made over the course of like 4 to 5 weeks. We made about 10 to 11 tracks. So roughly, I made maybe. John obviously maybe made a couple more because he's far better in the studio than me. But I was working on some other solo stuff as well. But I really did get my head down, and I'm going to play a couple of them tonight. John's going to play and tease them out a little bit, and they're really unique tracks. Nobody is doing anything like this. Very simple but very, very effective. So
will there be a full album as well, or?
It's not really something we've looked into. It's still a project that we're still working on. I don't really want to say too much about it because it could really go any way, but it's something that's it's going to be challenging for both of us when it actually does get up and running, and it's something that nobody else is really doing in this scene. And I'm really looking forward to actually getting it up. It's going to be difficult to do, but I think DJing is so easy now. Everything is set up. I have everything prepared. I've done it for years. I feel so comfortable doing it. I want to step out of my comfort zone, and I want to challenge myself. And this project is going to do that. So keep your eyes and ear out for Key 4050 this year.
I know there's a specific moment at your house, or after 6 p.m. What happens after 6 p.m. for you?
No work.
Not at all.
Work, no. Maybe I might be on my phone doing an odd reply to an email or something, but I never work on any music. I'm not working on anything. It's switch off time. It's time to be the human, the normal person. So that's every single day. That's what happens. Collected out in the train station, we have our dinner, and then it's chill out time.
If we look at Brian Carney right now, lately you've become like a bit of a brand, right? With the label nights, with the Carnage nights as well, right?
Yeah.
How do you look at that yourself?
This is going to sound really cheesy, but I don't really see it as a brand. I see it as like a passion, and it's something that we want to do, and it's something that I want to do. And the nights have a certain idea behind them. The lads that we book, no disrespect to women, we haven't booked any female DJ sets, so the lads that we booked, they're all lads that I get on well with, they have a respect with, and in general they make their own music, they're self-reliant, and they're people that I can get on with and have fun with, as well as play with on the stage. So we had a really good first year last year. We did Manchester, we did Dublin, we did Glasgow, we did Sydney, we did Melbourne, we did London, we did Northern Ireland, and we were just about to announce Argentina as well, which would have been unbelievable. But unfortunately the instant that the time warp happened, so we literally that day all of the bigger events got shut down, so unfortunately we couldn't do it. But yeah, it was a great year. The label has got stronger as well. I'm getting so many good tracks from all the lads that were working with me on the label that I've actually it's not something that I really want to do, because I think it's taken away from sort of the quality. I think the more frequent a label is releasing it, it sort of takes away from how special a release should be. Maybe it's maybe coming from because when I used to buy vinyl, it used to be a really special thing, I think. But the tracks are just so good, so I need to keep releasing them so that I keep the lads happy, and that I can actually just keep a steady flow of music. The rate of release has increased, but the standard has never dropped, and that's what my focus is for this year. I think I've maybe 7 or 8 tracks off the label to play for the first time tonight, and they're all so good. So I hope everybody enjoys everything on the label this year.
Yeah, how would you describe your music for 2017 right now? Because I know you've been busy in the studio, when we talked a couple of weeks ago as well. So how would you describe your music for this year yourself?
Fast-paced, in-your-face, energetic, club-driven music. It's almost exactly word for word how I said. It's I don't know whether I'd say it's a little bit more mature, but my sound has developed, my production is better, and it works. It's quite diverse. Like, I made trance, I made progressive side trancey sort of stuff, I made tech trance, I made it on a vocal track, I made everything. Like, it's all in and around the same sort of BPM, but it's all completely different. So it's very hard to pigeonhole myself into exactly what it is, but I'm excited about people hearing the new stuff. So I hope people enjoy the set tonight.
So what else are you looking forward to in 2017?
It's actually not really something music related, but we've actually just bought our first house, Meanydale, so we're going to be moving.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so we're going to be moving into that.
And Jackson too.
And Jackson, of course, yeah, he'll have his own floor in the house probably where he can do whatever he wants. So it's probably music. The music is always going to be really good, and I've always got stuff to look forward into doing that. But moving into my own house and sort of taking that next step, and obviously what comes after that, people can decide themselves. But it's something to really, really look forward to and bring it on.
Yeah. Well, is there something that comes after that, or?
Well, there's a natural progression in life, I think, that you can make your own assumption.